Over the past month and a half, we've been building my 2010 Toyota Tacoma, and now it is sitting on 1 tons, 40-inch tires. It's got the 3rd gen front end conversion, and this video should be one of the last build episodes for this truck.
Brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota.
Because I want to take this truck camping this weekend. So let's make a list. What does the truck need? Rear tire covers, flaps, or some sort of extended flare, something like that. We also need to do a bunch of trimming for the tire clearance front and rear. We need to address the front bumper because there is issues with it. Install the winch, wire, headlight, finish, fiberglass, install hood pins and sprayers, finish wrap. That I am not looking forward to at all. And lastly, bolt check. Everything we've touched, which is front suspension, rear suspension, steering, pretty well everything framed down. I need to go over with a torque wrench, or at least make sure it's all tight. Where should we start? I think fiberglass and front bumper. So before I can dial in this front bumper, I've got to get all the fiberglass where it needs to live. On this side, I got it mostly together. This side, not so much. It's not really mounted. But that's because this fiberglass line does not match this fiberglass. And on the other side, I had to use a stack of washers behind this mount up here to push it out. So that's what we'll do here. Now that the fiberglass is dialed in, we can work on the bumper. And here's the problem with the bumper. See this body line coming up from the grill over to the fiberglass? This looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Go to this side, however, this is awful. And with the center piece at 0 degrees, with an angle finder, this shows 11 and the other side shows 21. So this bumper that is very Chinese is very not good. And my solution, I'm gonna bend it. And bend. That looks a lot better. Look at this gap. So yeah, it doesn't look bad, but then, whoa, look at that gap. That's awful. I ran out of wire, but I got enough done that I could pull the jack out and we can actually see that's acceptable. Now that the bumper is fixed, time to figure out where exactly I want to cut it. So I'm going to use some masking tape, make a line, and go from there. I couldn't leave it as good enough with the ends cut off. I figured I could actually weld it back on at a pretty good angle here. See this massive fill plate here? Yeah, so that was to turn it back up and in a little bit tighter on the wheel well here. It looked kind of funny with the end just cut off, to be honest. I think it'll look the best if I just follow this fender flare line down here and cut it.
With no skeleton inside your hands. Got no home address, I come and go as you command. And it's fine with me, and it's fine. I'm a bandit that you use to keep from bleeding out. I'm the lover you don't love, but love to keep around. And it's fine with me. Promise that it's fine. Maybe I'm a fool. It's not
I think I am officially happy with this bumper. That being said, is it my forever bumper? No. I am going to look to replace this thing in the near-ish future, but for now, it works, it looks alright, and good enough for now. I'm gonna pull the grill off, headlights off, and these bottom fiberglass bits off so that I can go to town with the grinder on the bumper, clean up all my welds, and then give the whole bumper some paint. I've made a decision regarding the wrap. I don't like it. So instead of finishing the wrap in a color that I ultimately don't want, I think I'm just gonna peel it off. What took me 3 whole days to wrap half the cab took me a solid 35 minutes to undo it all. And I already like the way it looks a heck of a lot more. The kind folk over at Open Road actually sent me this guy. It is a 13,000 pound winch. We got brochure, the winch mounting hardware, the hook for the cable, negative power lead. Yes, that is the lever for the free spool. Controller, 2 wireless controllers. There's the fair lead. The winch itself. Now, I was kind of excited to see that this comes with wireless controllers because where this winch sits in here in the bumper behind the grill here, there is no way of getting in there to plug in the controller or to even switch it in the free spool. So I'm gonna be relying on these guys quite heavily on this truck. And I might be dreaming, but I'm hoping I can just whoop, swing it in there. All right. Now with the centerpiece removed, should be able to just fall into place here. Here we go. You know what I just realized? If I don't put a pod light in here like I'm planning on not doing anyways, can reach in here, hit the free spool. Heck yeah. Also, I forgot to put the little handle on the free spool, which is fine. That's super easy to access. Right there. I just realized that there is a ground that needs to be attached to the bottom of this. Yep, right there. Alright, fair lead time. So that should go whoop, like that. For now, I'm gonna be throwing on the included hook that came with this winch, but in the future, I will be swapping this out just to run a soft shackle instead. So now, all that we have left to do is hook up the positive and negative power connections to the battery, and we should have a fully operational winch. So before we go and button everything up here, I'm going to just kind of loosely give the winch power here and test it out. So turn the wireless remote on and out. And in. There we go. Beauty! Just like that, the winch is installed. Pretty well as easy as they come. I want to say thank you to Open Road for sending us this winch, and if you guys are interested in checking out one of these winches for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. Next up on the agenda, we're gonna play with some headlight wiring. Now, it's pretty straightforward. I pretty much have just identified all of these plugs and their functions and did the exact same thing with the new headlights here. And I'm going to use this guy, which is just a random connector I found that I have both ends and a ton of leads on, to splice them together. So one side will be the factory 2nd gen side, and the other side will be to the 3rd gen headlights. And done. As you can see here, this is that plug I pointed out earlier that I was going to use to make it, well, an adapter to work between the new stuff and the old stuff. So let's go hop in the truck and fire this up. So first, I'll turn the headlights on, and now check out the sequential turn signals. Well, it's Thursday morning and we want to go camping tomorrow. So I came out bright and early here, got the other side headlight all wired in, and we're ready to put it back into place and then button up the whole front end. And I didn't have to get out early to get everything on the list done, but I need to drive to Golden and back today to drop off some parts for Cliff. So unfortunately, I gotta really hustle to get this thing done for camping tomorrow, and I will be working on it tomorrow morning as well. Guys, this thing's practically a race car. It's got hood pins. So now that we're officially done up front, it's time to come back here and do some clearancing. Guys, this thing rides so good. Seriously, I can't believe how good this thing feels ripping it down the road. It's so smooth, it's stupid. I love this truck so much already. This is so freaking cool. Unfortunately now we're kind of running out of daylight, so I'm gonna go inside, edit this video so I can pump it out for you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, off camera, I'm gonna mount up some mud flaps and finish trimming the rear. Anyways, guys, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, consider subscribing. I upload weekly Toyota, building, wheeling, and off-roading content. There's so much room in here. Anyways, I'll catch you next week. Peace.